All right, quiz 8.4 through 8.8. First problem. The first thing I always told you to do is see if you can get the same base. That's much easier to solve. Okay, so this base is 6. Could I get this to be a base of 6? Yep. Right? Now I just have to set the exponents equal. Even if you got it right, if you didn't show me that work and you just plugged numbers in, that's not getting it right, which 2 of you did. So if you can't solve it without multiple choice, then you don't know how to do it. So you needed the same base. Okay, and same on the next one. 1/3 to the m is 27 to the m plus 2. Both of these I could get to a base of 3. This, if I make it a base 3, just means I make it a negative 1 times m, right? Because 3 to the negative 1 is 1/3. And over here, 3 cubed is 27. You have to remember, though, if you raise something to a cube and it's already got an expression there, that 3 has to be distributed to all terms, not just the m. So now I can set the exponents equal and solve. Negative 4m equals 6, m equals negative 3/2. So those two, you didn't even need logs to solve. You just needed to get the same base on both sides of the equation and then set the exponents equal, which is much easier than using logarithms. Okay, this one is just testing whether you can go back and forth from a logarithm to an exponent. So if I'm going to go from this to a logarithm, this is my base. And this is what I raised. I have that log base 81 of 9 equals 1/2. The way I always remember on converting exponents to logarithms, this is always the base because it's the bottom number. We always call that the base, which is going to be the base here. And the number next to it is never the number next to it in the exponent. That's how I remember it. So I only have 2 options. It's either going to be 9 or 1/2 here. It's got to be 1/2, or it's got to be 9 because 1/2 is right next to it. That's how I remember it. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. Log 216 of 36 equals 2/3. So if you would just draw an arrow like this every time you want to convert a logarithmic expression to an exponent, this is your base. You raise it to the 2/3, and it's equal to 36. Again, the base here is the same as the base here. The number next to it is never the number next to it. That's how I remember it.
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
All right, next one. Log base 7 of 36 minus log base 7 of 2x equals log base 7 of 4. Well, this is a subtraction, which means it's division. So log base 7 of 36 divided by 2x equals log base 7 of 4. 36 over 2x is 18 over x, and that's equal to 4. If these logs are the same, then all I have to do is set this equal. So solve it. 4x equals 18. X equals 9/2, or 18/4 simplified.
Why'd you move the x to the other side?
Because that's how you solve for it. Cross multiply. 4x equals 18.
Oh, okay.
Blaine.
I got a totally different answer.
Well, you're just lucky, I guess.
Because I was really confused for a second.
I thought you got 4.5. Did you get 4.5?
Yeah.
That's 9/2.
I feel really dumb now.
Next one, log base 5, 3x plus 4, plus log base 5 of x minus 2 equals 3. Okay? This time I don't have the same log on both sides, but I do have the same base here, and they're added, which I condense that. Plus 4 times x minus 2 equals 3. 3x plus 4 times x minus 2 minus 6x plus 4x is minus 2x. Okay, now I've got a logarithmic equation. I can just convert to an exponential. So 5 cubed is equal to that. I could take the base 5 of both sides if I want to. Get the same thing. So 3x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 125. That's 5 cubed. It's a quadratic, so I've got to set everything equal to 0. Minus what? 133? Is that right? When I subtract 125 and add? Yes. Okay. So I'll use bottoms up, I guess. What is that, 399? Let's just factor it here. 57 and 7. And this is 19 and 3. So my factors are 19, 3, and 7. So 21 and 2, or 21 and 19 would give me 2. And then I have to divide by 3. So then I get x minus 7 or x plus 19 thirds. So my answers are either 7 or negative 19 thirds. When I go back to the original equation, if I put negative 19 thirds here, it ends up being a negative number, and I can't take the log of a negative, so the only answer is 7. Okay. Next one, they said use log base 5 of 2 is about 0.4307. Log base 5 of 3 is about 0.6826. So log base 5 of 8 thirds, if I use the change of base, log base 5 of what? Sorry, log of 8 thirds divided by log of 3. 5, hello. Change of base, log of this divided by log of this. Right? And the log of 8 thirds I could rewrite log of 8 minus log of 3 all over log of 5. And they give me what log base 5 of 2 is. Oh, log base 5 of 3. So it would have been better for me to say this would be, what I want to do here. Log base 5 of 8 minus log base 5 of 3. This is 2 to the third power, right? Bring that down. So I have 3 log base 5 of 2 minus log base 5 of 3. Now I can use what they give me. Log base 5 of 2 is 0.4307. Log base 5 of 3 is 0.6826. I take 0.4307 times 3 and subtract 0.6826. So I gave that one to some of you, and you obviously used a calculator. And I was really looking for you to use the information in the problem, but I guess call it a gift. I wanted you to break it down so you could use the fact that log base 5 of 2 is 0.4307 and log base 5 of 3 is 0.6826. And this process here is how you would have done that. forget that one. Does that make sense? Going through it fast, but you know how with the drill. Watch the recording, stop it, try it yourself, watch it. If you don't get it, pause it again. Okay. Next, solve each equation. 5x plus 4 is 2 to the 3x. This time the bases aren't the same, so I'm just going to pick one. I'll pick this one. Log base 5, so I have to take the log base 5 of this one. So this just becomes x plus 4. This becomes 3x times log base 2 over log base 5, right? Just to change a base. Now, there's an x here and there's an x here, so I could just subtract x. Factor an x out. Right? If I factor an x out of this, I have 3 left. 3 times this whole thing. Factor an x out of this, I have 1 left. And that's equal to 4. To solve then, I'm just going to divide 4 by this whole thing. Right? To find x. Wait till the end to do all your math. Plug all that in the calculator and you'll get your answer. If you want to check it and do the work on your own, the answer, what number was that? 7 or 8? 8. The answer was 13.6972. Number 9, write the equivalent logarithmic equation. Could do it one of 2 ways. I'm going to go just take the natural log of both sides. That becomes 3 equals natural log of 2x, and that's it. Okay, and then the last one, evaluate e to the natural log of 0.3. Remember, this is the same thing as e to the log base e of 0.3. That's just 1. 0.3. Okay. I will probably put the grades in today just so you kind of know where you stand, since the eligibility doesn't matter at this point. And that way you can decide if you're going to retake or not. I'll give you till Friday. I'd like all grades in by Friday. Anything you're going to do. So, all right.